we lost one of the, 90s and 2000s was dominated by a famous Australian cricketer, Shane Warne. But unfortunately, we lost him at the very young age of 53. He had gotten COVID-19. It went up to the extent of being ventilated. So, a pretty serious kind of COVID-19. And this is, okay, timestamp is not there, but this is on February 28th. He said that he tweeted that Operation Shred has started 10 days in, and the goal by July is to get back to this shape from a few years ago. So he posted a picture of himself from a few years ago, and he wanted to like get back in shape. Probably he was in a rigorous exercise regime. If you had COVID, or even if you did not have COVID, it's not a good time to get into rigorous exercises. Gururaja, sir, your comments, sir, please.
See, definitely, post-COVID, there are a lot of issues related with various systems getting involved, nerves getting involved, lungs and respiratory system is involved, even cardiac issues are there. So we should be very, very careful when the infection is already taken place, and there should not be any rigorous the previous the way we used to live, that type of thing should not be done after onslaught of COVID into this entire world. So we should be very careful in handling the health, basically because of various other unknown reasons. It is yet to explore why it is happening in that fashion. So the data is getting generated, and but unfortunately we have lost a legendary person.
Just a few months before, we lost another exercise freak and famous Kannada legendary personality, Shri Puneet Rajkumarji. I would believe that now that we are 2 years into pandemic, probably we all had mild COVID, but we do not know if we did not test, or we really cannot be really sure that we did not had COVID. Most of us have had an occurrence of cold or fever during this period, and that could be COVID. So, I mean, everybody stayed at home, so everybody have put on a weight a little. But we should not be in a very hurry to shred that weight and to get back in shape. As Gururaja said, it should be probably a very gradual and methodical manner.
See, first of all, we need to understand that when we are not utilizing all the energy what we are supposed to utilize or usually used to do it earlier, when we are not doing because of the COVID and various other reasons, and we are being made to stay at the home. So when this type of things are happening, we should be very cautious, and it should be very, very careful in consumption of the food. We need to cut down on the calorie intake and the diet what we take it. So then only we can manage even without the exercises are going out whatever it is. Otherwise, it will be very difficult that you are already just having a habit of consuming a typical manner. You are eating in habit, and ultimately at the end of the 2 years you have put on 60 kgs or 10 kgs, something like that, from your original weight. Then definitely it is a burden on you as well as the system. Then if you try to remove it at this point of time in a rigorous manner, then you are, all the high chances are there that you may end up in just harming the system. So you should be very, very careful in dealing with this.
Yeah, the probable cause or pathology that is happening here probably is that there could be some vascular damage in some part of the heart, or in other some part of vessel, and there's a plaque, and due to rigorous exercise, probably it's getting lodged into the coronary arteries and leading to a heart attack. So.
See, the reason is one of the thing is that it I have understood already. We have reported many such cases where it has an effect on blood vessels as well as the blood tissues. But we need to understand one thing: when person was made to stay home for long, long time at the house without doing any exercises, just consuming, and he might have developed a lot of plaques and cholesterol and all these patterns, and suddenly when he went out to remove it out in a rigorous manner, it might have just come out as a flake, or even atherosclerotic things, which is very, very common. So we should be very, very cautious in handling these things. Slowly and steadily, we need to change or adopt the system. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult for everybody, those who are at least infected, or even at this stage of time, those who are above 50. So we need to be very cautious in that.
And like you said, cutting down on food intake in that way, restricting the calorie that is going in is a smarter strategy than burning the calorie out. At least at this point of time, like you
See,
said.
that's what they are doing even during COVID period when they are being made to sit at home. They happily ate whatever they got it and even increased their diet by watching TV or something like that or some on laptop or some work or work from home, continuously consuming something. So which has already gone into dogs because they never realized that it will going to happen in this way. But now the things are happening in this way. At least we need to now understand that slowly we need to come out of this space. It is not the rigorous one. The slow and steady wins the race here.